Good morning. I had somebody ask me to show them how to spin seams. So that's what we're going to do today. I have some 2-inch squares here, and I am going to put together a simple 4-patch. So we're going to match our edges, and we're going to stitch a 1/4 inch seam allowance right down that side. Going to do the same with this. And I'm chain piecing these so they'll be right together, but you don't have to. If you had just your pieces cut apart like this, that would be just fine. I'm going to cut off this extra little thread. Okay, now we have 2 pieces that look like this. I'm going to press to the dark side on this one. And I'm going to do the same thing with this one. And I'm going to turn this like this. Okay, now I have pressed both of my seams to the dark, and I have my 4-patch like I want it this way. You should have seams going in opposite directions. So if all your patches were dark and you're just pressing randomly, you want to make sure that you have one seam that's going this direction and one seam that's going that direction. So they're going in opposite directions. I think you can see that okay. Now, we're going to turn this over the top, and we're going to nest our seams. You'll be able to see those nest right there. You should be able to feel it when you pinch it with your finger like that. You should be able to feel it. Now, if you're an experienced quilter, you don't necessarily have to put a pin in here, but if you're not, if you're a new quilter, you can put a pin in it. Also, another thing that helps is if you're sewing from this direction, and you have your top piece that's going into the fold, just like that. Then as you sew this edge, it's going to push that seam towards the other seam, and it will lock it as well. So those are just a couple little tips to get a really nice, perfect seam in that center area. Make sure you take your pins out. Don't sew over your pins. It's not good for your machine. Okay, so we've done that. We have made our 4-patch, and you can see how perfectly that lined up. Okay, now this is what we have on the back. How do you spin your seams? Okay, spinning your seams means you're pulling this open, the center part here. Don't worry about the outside flaps. Just pull that little center open so that what you should have is a piece that looks like that. You want to have a little 4-patch in the middle. Just like what you have on this side should be right here. Okay? Then you're going to press your flaps on either side, your seam allowances, to that direction. Okay? So you can see they're spinning around. I'm going to bring my iron over, and I'm going to give that a little press. I'm just going to press lightly at first, because what I want to do is I want to get it over on the other side, and I want to make sure, and I'll show you, this is perfect. You can see that there's like a little shadow right there. That seam is not open all the way. So when I press it, I want to make sure that I open that seam all the way up. Just like that. And I'm going to press into the other seam as well. Okay? There we go. Now, when you look on the back side of this, you're going to see that little 4-patch. And that's what's called spinning your seam. It's not essential. It's not critical to your patchwork. It just is a nice finish to have everything pressed nice on the back. When you go to the long arm, or when you go to your machine, if you're going to do machine quilting, you're reducing the bulk in that center seam right there. Okay? So that is why we do that, and I hope that helps you out. Hope you can see that clearly. And that's how you do a 4-patch and spin your seam. Okay? Talk to you later. Bye.